Hey there, senior leader, and welcome to the Talent Sherpa podcast. This is where senior leaders come to rethink how human capital really works. I'm your host, Jackson Lynch, and today we're going to talk about something that every great CHRO has felt in their gut at least once. This is the moment when your CEO looks across the table at you with that polite smile and says the phrase that should make every strategic people leader stop breathing for a second. Let's get back to nuts and bolts HR. Now, if you've heard that phrase, you know exactly what's coming next, and none of it involves progress. But before we get started, I have a favor to ask. If you're getting value from this show, please hit subscribe, like it, leave a rating, maybe a comment or two, and forward this to a leader who needs a little clarity in their week. If you're a first-time or emerging CHRO, my team has built tools for you over at mytalentsherpa.com to help you land fast, lead with precision, and avoid getting boxed into that HR corner. And a quick thank you to our sponsor, Dripify. If you want to have outreach that feels human but scales like a machine, head to the link in the show notes. But if you're writing it right now, it's try.dripify.com/talentsherpa. That lets them know that you found them through us. So let's get into this thing. Here is the reality. When a CEO says that they want nuts and bolts HR, it usually means that they're tired, they're overwhelmed, and they want someone to take complexity off their plate without challenging how they lead. It's the corporate version of, can we do this like we used to? Which is code for, I don't want to grow as a leader right now. And I've seen this play out more times than I care to admit. I've actually had a conversation where that was the line. And if you have a CHRO who is sharp and strategic and is trying to build workforce systems that connect talent to performance, you're designing role clarity, you're fixing decision rights, you're finally pulling the business into the modern people management systems, you feel the momentum. And then the CEO says, can we get back to the basics, which is their way of rewriting HR as payroll, policies, and paperwork. Suddenly, you're not the architect. You are a janitor cleaning up whatever version of yesterday they want to relive. This is not about HR. It's not about you. I know plenty of good HR people that have found themselves in this same spot. This is about a CEO that cannot see the scorecard. They want activity. They don't want outcomes. They want comfort. They do not want capabilities. And if you play along, your role becomes a swivel chair, not a strategic one. You spin in circles, but you don't move the business forward. Here's the trap that most CHROs fall into here. You think that you can win them over with the quality of your work or the brilliance of your strategy. But a CEO that wants nuts and bolts HR is not looking for quality. They are looking for simplicity that they can control. So here are the three faulty assumptions that I think will drain your impact. First, you assume that they see HR as a profit lever, a business lever, a performance lever, and they don't. They see it as support. Second, you assume logic will change their mind or hard work will. Bad news, it will not. This is emotional. This is about their comfort, not your capability. And third, you assume that you can apply modern talent strategy in an environment that's built in demanding clerical tasks. You can't. It's like installing a Tesla battery in a lawnmower. It's a good idea. It's the wrong machine. This is not a challenge of skill. This is a challenge of misalignment. And I think back to my own personal history, and I came out of my first CHRO position back in, too long ago to count, about 12, 13 years ago. And I talked to two friends, Ian Ziskin and John Boudreau. And I said, what did I miss? What do I need to be doing to think about where I can be a progressive HR person? And they gave me really good advice. I'll try to summarize it here. The only way you know you're going to be doing good HR work is if you are going to work someplace where they already do good HR work. Now, that may have changed over the time period, but I'm not so sure that it has. Because here's the real issue. When your CEO says they want nuts and bolts HR, they're revealing a truth. They are telling you that they do not understand how value is created through people. And they're probably telling you that they don't want to know. It's not an insult. It's just a signal. And it's an early warning system that your leadership maturity is in fact capped. So you have a choice to make, and it's a very clean one. You can educate, you can influence, or you can exit. That's it. Education looks like showing them how decisions linked to EBITDA, cost discipline, performance velocity. You present people data in a way that a CFO would present capital allocation. Influence looks like partnering with a CFO so that the two of you show up as a combined economic engine. When HR and finance tell the same story, boards listen, so should your CEO. And if you do both of those things and you try and it doesn't work and the CEO still thinks of HR as the people stuff, then you have your answer. They don't want a CHRO. They want an HR manager with a bigger title and more equity. And you did not do all of this work to play small. All right, let's get practical. If you are a strong CHRO working for the wrong CEO, here are all the plays. Number one, shift your language to capital language. Everything you present should tie to a cost, a return, or a risk. Do not talk programs, talk value. You're a business leader, not a functional one. Second, document the drift. You got to track every stalled decision, every blocked initiative, every shift back to comfort over clarity. You got to share it calmly and factually. Just let the pattern speak for itself. Third, you got to build your alliances with operators who see the value. Hopefully your COO, your CFO, or the business unit heads can often be the strongest forces on your behalf. They want talent strategy to work because they want results. Fourth, you got to tighten your own scorecard. Make your outcomes visible and make them business outcomes. When you perform at a high level in a low ambition environment, the contrast becomes unbelievably hard to ignore. And finally, pay attention to this one. You got to keep your network warm. Because if the CEO keeps dragging HR back into the Bronze Age, you owe it to your career to go someplace that actually wants to win. Now, if you're still listening, you're either nodding vigorously or you're looking up job postings on your second monitor. Either way, it's okay. Breathe. This is not your fault. Some CEOs like progress, others like nostalgia. And you cannot fight someone whose childhood dream is of 1998 HR. So there are 4 takeaways to bring this home. 1, nuts and bolts HR is not clarity, it's avoidance of all the good things that come with managing talent. Number 2, good CHROs cannot thrive under leaders who see HR as administrative support. Number 3, your options are educate, influence, or exit. If you come up with a 4th one, I'm open to it, but I think those are the only 3. Number 4, you got to stay strategic, you got to stay factual, and then you need to stay mobile. Your career is too valuable, in my view, to be trapped in somebody else's comfort zone. So thank you for listening today. And a quick shout out to Diane from Houston. She's been sending me very sharp questions to think about and helping some of my colleagues find roles where they need great HR people. So I appreciate you, and I'm just so glad that you're a part of the Talent Sherpa community. If you want to know where to start, begin with designing role clarity alongside an AI partner. That is where my friend Scott Morris's company, GetPropulsion.ai, comes in. And if you want to be a successful first-time CHRO, I'd love to work with you. If you're an emerging CHRO, we have some tools to help you make an impact from day one. Visit mytalentsherpa.com, and you can read my best-selling Substack at talentsherpa.substack.com. And please don't forget our sponsor, Dripify. Link is in the show notes. It's try.dripify.com/Talent Sherpa. That's it for now. Until next time, raise the bar, read the signals, and keep on climbing.